Welcome back to the Sit Down. It is a very special one. I am joined by Oscar winner, Tony winner, Emmy winner, Viola Davis.
Oh,
how are you?
I am so good. I wish I had the energy you have right now, but I'm awesome.
Yeah, you are awesome, and that's enough. I'm pretty amped, though. I'm so excited. It's such a joy to meet you. We're here at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Yes.
It's, the launch of your new project, A Touch of Sugar.
A Touch of Sugar.
For those that aren't familiar with that phrase, what's the story behind the title?
Well, the story, sugar, is in reference to diabetes. Mm-hmm. That's how my people in South Carolina, as well as a lot of people, refer to diabetes. You know, such and such got the sugar. Mm-hmm. You know, she got the sugar.
A touch of the sugar.
And that's what the documentary is. The documentary is confronting the diabetes crisis in America. The 30 million adults who have type 2 diabetes and the 84 million that have pre-diabetes, and many who don't know it.
Yeah, an incredible epidemic. A lot of people walking around not knowing they have it. How has diabetes affected you and your family?
Well, it's my two sisters have type 2 diabetes. My great aunt, both of her legs were amputated before she succumbed to the disease. My paternal grandmother, I was diagnosed with pre-diabetes a year and a half ago. So it's affected my family in a big way. It's just something that runs in the family. It's like my mom says, the sugar run in the family, and so it sort of was the thing that it was a fate that you just waited to come into your life. You just accepted it.
It's something that you're very familiar with. The film tells the stories of so many people that live with diabetes. Was there a single story or one of the stories that really struck a chord with you?
Yeah, Shaniqua's story, her story really struck a chord with me. And it's because her 11-year-old son was diagnosed with diabetes. And she starts to cry. She said, but after he was diagnosed, it made her confront her own diabetes diagnosis. Only after did it. And what it speaks to is the self-care that is prevalent within, this disease diagnosis. I think it's just something that people feel isn't serious. They don't understand that it permeates every aspect of your health and that it is, at the end of the day, a disease.
And it can be massively expensive, right? The cost of insulin in this country is insulting. What did you learn about the healthcare system while making this film?
Well, listen, what I've always known about the healthcare system is that and I'm not an expert. This is just my opinion because I'm an actor who just narrates the film.
But you are helping the story.
Yes, exactly. But I will say, just growing up in poverty, the lack of access to proper health care and proper preventative methods to help with this disease is absolutely something that is lost with in poverty. The access to fresh food and what they call food deserts in impoverished communities. The lack of being able to see a healthcare provider or even have one on a regular basis that can check your glucose levels. And just a lack of support just in general.
You're also producing, you're doing so much right now. You're also producing...
That's why I'm tired.
Incredible film, which is fair, again. And you've got a lot to do today.
Yes.
But you're producing this film, EMANUEL.
Yes.
About the shooting. Can you tell me a little bit about why that was an important story for you to help tell?
Because I met the family and I sat with them after I presented them with the award at the Glamour Mag event about 3 years ago it was. And I saw firsthand the devastation of that mass shooting. And I just couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I saw the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder. I saw the effects of people who will never, ever be the same again. I saw the effects and the devastation of racism and hate. And I know that we live in a hashtag trending environment where stories are news for 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden something else comes into place that makes you forget about it. And I literally knew that probably in another couple of weeks I can mention EMANUEL or Dylan Roof or the Victor or the AME Church, and people would say, what? Who? And I don't think that that's fair. I think it should be tattooed in people's memory as to the effects of violence, of hate in America. I wanted people to remember.
To make sure that they never forgot what happened there. And also the incredible part of that story, forgiveness that took place there and the families that were affected.
I think that sometimes people misinterpret forgiveness.
Talk on that.
I think that people have I think they have an image of it that forgiveness is, oh, I've forgotten about it, I'm over it, I'm good. And they sort of sew it up in a bag. They don't understand what forgiveness is a method to help the survivors to move on, to not live and be defined absolutely by that moment. I think that what also people forget is that it's a process. And I think that people feel that there's a look to forgiveness. I think they probably see the look of maybe a priest, with a smile on his face looking up to God. Forgiveness is giving up all hope of a different past, is what it is. It's trying not to change it, not to manipulate it, understand that it happened, but I gotta live afterwards. But I'm still gonna be angry, make no mistake. I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna sometimes rage. And I think that that's what they did. These are people who are survivors.
It is so beautifully said. And I gotta say, forgiveness is not forgetting. That is such a beautiful statement. I want to talk a little bit about Shonda Rhimes. I gotta bring up Shonda.
That's my girl.
That is your girl. What does Shonda Rhimes mean to you?
Shonda Rhimes is a disruptor. Shonda Rhimes is a brilliant artist. Shonda Rhimes has redefined what I said in my Emmy speech of what it means to be Black, what it means to be a leading lady, what it means to be feminine. She has used her art to really change how we view people of color in the narrative in Hollywood. That's how she's changed the game. Listen, to this day, I don't see a lot of characters like Annalise Keating and Olivia Pope on TV. The expansiveness of it, I always say you can't park the car and absolutely know who Olivia Pope or Annalise Keating are. As well as I'm
but those two characters, absolutely.
Maybe I'm being a little narcissistic.
No, not at all. I mean, they're very much a big deal. Are there other women that give you hope, though, that kind of do that same thing that Shonda does? Do you think that you see a next generation that's coming up, or do you see Hollywood, obviously, with a long way to go, but who else inspires you?
Well, a lot of emerging artists inspire me, people who are unknown, people who are writing scripts out there who don't have a name, and a lot of them who don't have a way in. All they're waiting for is an opportunity. Those are the people who are going to bring us into the future. It's not the people who are necessarily not necessarily, that's operative word, who are within the community, who are just going with the status quo, who are just going with what they feel makes money or put butts in the seat. They're the people who just want to have a vision for the future that involves and reflects the way culture looks now. Brady Bunch is no longer acceptable. Families don't look like that anymore.
I don't think the country looked like that back then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But that's a part of the culture that we feel. It's the Wonder Bread. Advertised with the mother with the A-line skirt, and she had the hollandaise sauce down to and we need to blow the lid off of that.
Absolutely.
Really,
when that's what you see reflected in the mirror, you want to break it, build a new mirror. 100%. I obviously, you're very close. How to Get Away with Murder. You're very close with the cast. Season 6 is coming. Very excited.
You got to talk to ABC.
Let me
about that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you. How would you want it to see? How many seasons would you want to see go on for?
That's not a really good question for me. Depending on what day you sometimes after a 16-hour day, I'm like, I don't want anymore. Get me out of here. And then once I've had a nap, I'm like, oh yeah, we could go 8 more seasons.
Forever. You're like, right now, I just want to be in a canoe in a peaceful lake.
A canoe? Deserted island?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Mangoes?
Yeah, just chilling, having a good time. I have to ask you this because I love Corduroy. And you wrote a sequel to Corduroy.
Yeah.
You dedicated it to your daughter, Genesis.
Oh.
Incredible. What is there something your fans would be surprised by your parenting? Is there just like a way you approach being a mother?
You know what? I always say this, and I hate saying this too. I think that people don't think that I'm fun.
Really?
I am a blast.
Yes.
I mean, let me tell you something. You would want to be in my house. I'm trying to tell people, you need to come on vacation with me. You will laugh, and you will have a couple of really great cocktails.
Yes.
With no sugar in them.
No sugar. Sugar-free cocktails.
And seriously about that one.
Yeah.
And I feel that I have a fun approach to life because I want some levity. So much of my childhood, I had big problems that I had to deal with every day of not having food and feeling every day was a fight for survival, that so much of my childhood was lost. I want Genesis to have fun. I want her to have happy memories of levity and joy and smiles and a fun mom.
And yeah, I was gonna say memories of her mother smiling and her mother laughing and not hardship but joy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is such a gift to give your daughter.
Absolutely.
That is incredible. Just real quick, we want to get to a game. I'm gonna ask you a speed round of questions.
Oh my
Right before we do that, don't worry. Very low intensity. Very low intensity.
All right.
Before though, did you grow up with Corduroy? Was that book very special to you? It was like it was one of the ones.
You know, you always want your bears and your animals to come to life.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, I
You
do.
did.
I mean, I thought they did.
All my daughter's animals have a voice. They come to life. They argue. They fight. They do all kinds of things.
I love it. I love it so much. All right, here we go. You ready? It's kind of speed round. You're gonna just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Look at me. Trust me. Have I led you astray
I don't
yet?
know you, so you tell me to
You
trust
don't know.
you.
I'm telling you.
All right.
Just through this.
All right, go ahead.
First thing you do when you wake up.
Wash my face.
Wash my face. Last thing you do before you go to bed.
Get in my massage chair.
All right. Get in the massage
That
chair.
is such a
Relax.
rich woman question.
No, that's
Answer. I mean,
You don't need to
Yeah,
apologize
that's
for
it.
having a massage
We
chair.
should be.
Good on you.
I got a massage chair.
That's right. That's right. Who do you text the most?
My friend Elisa.
Elisa, excellent. Which music artist do you listen to on repeat?
Probably Nina Simone.
Nina Simone. The use of that song in Emmanuel, by the way, incredible trailer there. All right. After all these years of playing a lawyer, could you get yourself out of trouble?
Hell no. I mean, you don't even know. You don't want to be with me if you get stopped by the police. I will turn you in. Don't give me your social security number. Don't give me your license.
You're like,
I was like, he did it.
I'm over here being like, trust me. You're like, don't trust me at all. One last one here. Actor or actress that you'd love to work with.
Okay, I would want to work with Meryl again.
Yeah.
Because I love her so much.
You want to work with Meryl?
Only
okay.
to kiss her cheeks.
Only to see her. Only to see her. All right. Well, thank you so much, Viola. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. As she mentioned already, you can go to touchofsugar.com to learn more of Viola's story and more about how you can work to prevent diabetes. Thank you so much.